Hi guys, I'm Johnny Scoville and this is Chase the Heat. Man, I got an exciting pepper to eat this morning. This is my breakfast. Will you look at this? This is a brain strain. Some people think that it's called that because it looks like a human brain. Other people think so because of the strain it puts on your noggin when you eat one of these. Let me give you a little bit of information about this beautiful pepper. This was grown by Randy Keaton from Keatley Farms. This is his RK version. So what he's done is he's thrown a different phenotype. He's growing this out. It's going to be kind of like his take on this pepper. Let me give you some information. This is a super hot pepper. This is going to be somewhere around 1.3 million. So it's a hot one. To kind of put it in perspective for you, it's going to be about 540 times hotter than a jalapeno, to kind of put it in perspective. So it's a super hot one. Let me tell you a little bit about this pepper. It's a variety of the 7-pot. Okay, this was created by a grower from North Carolina, pretty close to where I live, named David Capiello. David Capiello basically started growing 7-pot seeds that he received from a grower in Trinidad. He grew them out and with some selective breeding picked a phenotype that looked like a brain, and he grew it out, and it's very, very bumpy and pimply. And someone asked me, why is it so bumpy? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. When I first started eating peppers, I couldn't help but think, man, if it's bumpy and blistered like that on the outside, man, how hot is it going to be on the inside? I'm excited about this. I don't have a scale here, so I can't weigh this thing. I'll bring a scale from the office home so that I have one. The Carolyn Kennard Memorial Pepper Board. People asked about her. She was a great friend of the channel. I really cared about her a great deal. She lost a bout with ovarian cancer. She gave this to me. It was really a neat thing. She gave it to me. She's a pepperhead. And I called it the Chase the Heat pepper board for a long time, and then when she lost her bout, I decided to rename it the Carolyn Kennard with that wet blade. The Carolyn Kennard Memorial Pepper Board. Love that woman. So that's the story behind the board. I got to get a picture of this. You aren't going to believe it. Wow, you guys, wait till you see this. Just a couple more quick pictures. I know this is irritating for you guys. I'm sorry. When you see them, you'll understand why I did this. Wow, is this a scary looking pepper? And the smell, this whole room smells like a super hot right now. All right, so here's the pepper. I cut it open. Look at the interior. Really huge. This part right here. That's called the placenta. That's where the heat resides, and that is a very oily pepper. Okay, the aroma has that just super hot kind of aroma coming off it. It doesn't have a floral aroma. It certainly smells very fruity. But this is one of those pods at one point, 1 million to 1.3 million Scoville heat units, like 500 times hotter than a jalapeno. If your tolerance isn't kind of high, you're not going to taste fruity in this. You're not going to taste, honestly, if you don't have a really high tolerance, your window is this high and this long open, to describe the flavor of this before your itchy face, before you're overrun with pain. So, boy, this is really it's going to be a hot pepper. This is how we start the morning. All right, guys, so from Randy Keaton, this is his version of the brain strain. I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Straight away heat, just full on heat, but sweet. What a neat pepper. Mmm. All right, let's talk about that. Super hot, straight away heat, like immediately. The first bite just like released like massive heat. There was a sweetness to it that it surprised me. I knew it was a fruity pod. I was hoping it was going to be sweet, but it was fruity flavored, really fruity, and it was very, very sweet. The heat is. This is an interesting burn because it's really an all-over burn. My tongue, from like the middle of my tongue forward, is just scorching. What a hot pepper, huh? I don't think the heat is moving, but it's a scorcher. This is another one of those pods where if you just slid it in front of somebody and said, eat this, it's the hottest pepper in the world, man, you're not going to have anybody who goes, man, whatever, there's a hotter pepper than that. You'd have everybody like, okay, I believe you. Hot pepper. This is mostly a tongue burn. It's not really affecting my throat. Slightly on my throat. But I'm telling you, from the midpoint of my tongue forward, it is just taking a beating. Just like, I love when it does that. It's like a Yep, it's not going to go anywhere. It's really just focused on my tongue. It's really just an extraordinary tongue burn. Yeah, if a non-chili head is absurd. Think about this. Put it in perspective. It's 540 times hotter than a jalapeno. So, if a non-chili head is going to find a jalapeno, listen, a non-chili head will find a jalapeno hot. I mean, a jalapeno for somebody who's not accustomed to heat is a very, very hot pepper. And it's all relative. To somebody who's never ever eaten a pepper at all, a jalapeno is to them what this pepper is to a lot of to me even, to a lot of other people. So to give this pepper to a non-chili head they couldn't get it down. They wouldn't be able to swallow it. They wouldn't be able to chew it up. They take 2 bites and spit it out. It's a very, very warm pepper. Great tasting pepper. That's a really important thing to note, because a lot of times in the ultra hots, the really hot ones, a lot of times your initial flavor will be like floral, notes of floral, aromatic, and kind of flowery. But the great part about it is, no matter what the peppers taste like initially, I've never had a pepper that tasted bad after those initial flavors dissipate. So no matter what pepper you're eating, you're left with some pretty cool things going on. That's my take on things. It's peaked. It's on its way down. It might be for me. It never got higher than a 3, maybe 3.5. It was a very, very hot pepper. All the peppers are getting hotter and hotter. And the straight, my tolerance is going up too. Big things planned for this coming up. Big plans. Hope you guys are paying attention. It's going to be really exciting. If you can get your hands on a Brain Strain RK, I would urge you to go to Johnny's Go to the description box. Click a link you're going to click a link for Randy Keaton from Keatley Farms and Nursery. Get some pods from him. Some of you guys have some great pods. Now, if you're a non-chili, you don't need to rifle that pod back when it gets to you. If you buy some, it would be a mistake. You know what would happen if you do that? You probably never want to eat another pepper again, and I don't want that to happen. So if you guys get pods like this, the smartest thing to do is cut a sliver, a little sliver. You can always eat little teeny slivers or more of them, but man, you eat that whole pod, you're going to have a problem. So when you get them, start slow, and it gives you a chance. When you cut a sliver of pepper, it really will give you the chance to get the flavor, but without the ridiculous searing commitment to the heat that you're going to get if you eat the whole pod. But start slow. You can always eat more, but once you've eaten too much, you're in it for the ride. That's going to be my review for the Brain Strain RK. What a pimply, gorgeous, blistered pepper. Super, super hot. Great flavored, sweet. I think you'd love it. We're going to wrap up. Got a lot of stuff to do today. A lot of normal things. Running around like normal stuff. But I'll probably take a few peppers with me, and maybe we'll film something while maybe I'll eat a pepper in the store. So we'll do some fun stuff for you. I promise you that. Thank you so much for being a part of this. We're going to wrap it up right now. Right there is our pepper. Click that pepper. If you click this thing, you know what happens? Part of our family. If you don't want to miss a video, click the bell for notification. You don't miss anything. Right here, that's League of Fire. League of Fire is so wonderful. I said pay attention. Spoke to the people from League of Fire in London this morning. It's on. Can't tell you what it is, but it's on. It's going to be a big deal. A really big one. So pay attention to that. There's some exciting stuff with League of Fire. Right there is 2 more videos. Man, I dig you. Man, all the things you could do today, and you're watching this. I love you. I mean that. I'm Johnny Scoville. This was Chase the Heat.